of information when we do the review for that machine. Right now, however, let's dive into the analysis looking at a very special gun. At Tier 4, the tank destroyer thing is to have a sniper gun and the derp gun choice, and with most machines, derp is the way to go. The SU-85B on the other hand is actually one of the few tank destroyers that does not have a choice, but trust me, you won't feel the need to change. This gun is definitely not a derp one, but it's neither a typical sniper gun really. It's more like Stalin's finger of death. Whatever you point it at, it explodes in a fireball. For starters, you have by far the best penetration at 130mm and the highest alpha damage at 160 damage per shot from all the known derp guns in the entire tier. Tier 6 tanks will more than feel the sting as well, and this gun completely rips apart everything in its own tier and below. What's even better is the fact that you can pull the trigger every 4.5 seconds, giving you a rate of fire of over 13 rounds per minute and resulting in the highest DPM among all the non-derp guns. In fact, it's even able to keep up with a lot of the derps, as a penetrating hit is almost guaranteed here even when firing at well-armored targets, quite unlike the howitzers. And the good news are still not over, as the secondary stats won't pull back the gun's performance either. Well, they mostly won't. Okay, let's get it out there. This gun has a very unfortunate 5 degrees of gun depression only, making anything but even terrain quite tricky to play on. Apart from this, however, the rest is absolutely fine. 2.3 second aim time, no problem. 0.38 meters accuracy, well, it's not the best, but actually it's not bad at this tier. 22 degrees gun arc is again alrightish, and the gun traverse at 44 degrees per second is actually top notch. Now, as usual, it will be the protection that will suffer in exchange for all this power. You are truly a paper dragon, a glass cannon by the book. Being one of the most weakly armored tank destroyers out there at Tier 4, with 25mm of protection from the front and 15 on the sides and rear, plus being open-topped is really not a life insurance. So not getting shot at should be your primary goal. Really, this machine does not have weak spots, it has tough spots, and even on those you can just go through with a teaspoon. Your health pool and camo values are quite average, so let's move on to the mobility. Now you might be a glass cannon, but at least you will be a fast one. The 43 km per hour top speed and the 16 horsepower per ton power to weight ratio might not be the best, but they are still quite good and will make you feel light and agile. The impressive 38 degrees per second hull traverse will only add to this comfortable feel. And last but not least, view range, while having been nerfed quite heavily back in patch 9.6, is still average with 310 meters, and signal range is just the same with 525 meters. This machine is then a true tank destroyer, stealthy, with a scary gun, and it absolutely hates being spotted. If you manage to bring it in a good position, it will be a really powerful tool for your team. But I would not suggest using it as an assault gun apart from the second half of the battle, when it's actually quite effective in getting the sides and rear of the enemy. To enhance your strengths, I would also suggest using a gun rammer and binoculars. As for the third slot, I actually use the gun laying drive, but I'm a sucker for super short aim times, so I would suggest to consider a camo net instead if you don't mind that 2.3 second base aim time. Crew skill wise, there is nothing new under the sun, focus on camo on everyone and then get 6 cents as soon as possible. Right, I think everybody has enough of the statistics already. Let's jump into another Ace Tanker gameplay instead, and see how it handles on the battlefield. Alright, so here we are on Ansk in an encounter battle. It's a tier 4 match, so this should be pretty sweet. Now again, this is one of my earlier games, so you will see me do some questionable shit. But this is more about the machine than my playstyle. Now, beginning of the match, especially on encounter, it's basically stand there to stick to this front in a tank destroyer, go to a sneaky position, and I will definitely take a relatively aggressive one, going to that little house and using the bushes next to it, and try to see if somebody tried to push through the open or down at the factory. Now we have to be careful. This Marder 2 is really out of position, and bingo! There we go. First shot out, and already having the first kill. As expected, there is a lot of action going on here. And another beautiful shot, 160. It's dead on the average, and second shot kills him. Now unfortunately I actually did stop here quite in the open. There is a lot of concealment up front, but I still could be quite easily spotted here, so location is not brilliant. I'm also having a shot disturbed by all these walls and houses. So let's relocate just a little bit. And there we go. Have been spotted. And yep, if they start to shoot you, you will take damage. It's simple as that. That's a bit of a low roll there, but you can see the reload is super quick. The base is 4.5 seconds, and we have an even faster one with a gunrunner and quite a good crew. Now this is a low tier game, so it will go super quickly. Again, right on average 160 damage. Grunt is retreating. This is dangerous, but we get to take him out. However, we have almost no health left, so really we can't even graze the enemy. Otherwise, we will just out of the battle really soon. We don't get to penetrate the B1, but we did take his tracks down. And that will allow us to keep firing on the front drive wheel, pinning him in place and taking him out with 3 very easy shots. So not bad then. Already on 5 kills and 1000 damage. This is really just what this machine is capable of. Now this front seems to have been won mostly, so let's keep on pushing together with the lights. See if we can get to clear out anybody. The Marder 38T has not been spotted yet, so it's actually quite likely that he will be here. And there he is, just hiding in one of the bushes to the left. Yep, thanks a lot for noticing. And yep, that was a bit of a dangerous shot with all the lighting zooming past. But disaster averted. Now this is still a bit close. We are up by 2 tanks. But, you know, low tier games, it still can go either way. I mean, I'm basically a one-shot